Welcome back. Thank you all for being here at the next installment, the next quiz, the next chapter of the Prospects International Sales Academy piano sales course. I want to thank Scott. I want to thank Tony. I want to thank Claudio for the feedback and the others as well. And I want to thank Matt down in South Texas for some of the content that you'll be able to read in this installment. This installment is about the recommendation, the presentation, the demo, whatever you want to call it. But this is after you have hopefully established credibility and rapport and done a good fact finding. And it's now time for you to shepherd the person through the selection process. Unless you had a piano that was just really unique that they've been looking for all over the place and you can just sign the thing up over the phone. but you can wait a long time and probably not become a six-figure guy waiting for those things to happen. There can be a time span in between those deals. So thank you for those people, and I mentioned them, and it comes to mind that I've said before, we have the privilege of serving up leads to over 200 professional piano salespeople on a daily basis. And those people that I mentioned happen to be, well, they happen to value sales education, which I appreciate that. They happen to be in the top 25% of the salespeople on the planet right now. So there's probably not a coincidence that they like the academy, they've studied themselves, they're very experienced, and they're still, some of them are young, some actually, those three that I mentioned, it's kind of like stair steps. They're in different age groups, but they value working at their craft and getting better at it. That common denominator seems to be evident in the performance of people who give the best presentations, the best recommendations, the best demos, like I said, whatever you want to call it. They all seem to have a servant's heart. They seem to be, unlike the manufacturers who are worried about nuts and bolts and sticks and glue and units and all of that stuff, they're actually caring about the people they're dealing with and putting music into people's lives. And I'm privileged to know and get information and feedback and knowledge from all these, from Benjamin out in LA all the way to Mark in Charleston and everybody in between. Thank you for the feedback. There are two things that can sabotage a selection process more deeply and quicker than any other two, quotes, flies in the ointment. One is if they did not buy into the fact that you need to be their concierge and they're listening half-heartedly to your recommendations because in the back of their mind, you have not erased that this is just another sleazy, cheesy salesperson trying to get into my wallet. I don't know if they really care about what I want or like or not. People can act like they're interested when they're not. So it is best for you to know that you've made a connection with their heart and soul and use some tie-down questions to make sure that you all are tracking together. Because the second thing that will most quickly and severely negatively impact a selection process or a presentation is a salesperson who didn't do as I recommended earlier in the course. God gave you two ears and one mouth. Listen, and there's not a marriage between what you want to sell them and the benefits that they have in their mind, whether they're realistic or not. If those two things don't match up, then you can get to the end of the selection process and think that you did everything okay, but you really didn't. And the way to avoid that is to make sure that you listen and you ask them if you heard them correctly. Oh, so what I'm hearing you say is technology is really important. Okay, so don't take them over to the acoustic pianos without any technology. Or if they say, I just want a real piano. I don't want my child messing around with buttons, okay? Until they get old enough and they want to buy one themselves, the teacher says this is what the kid needs. Okay, don't take them to the hybrids, okay? Hey, enjoy this. I hope that you all keep coming back, because I really enjoy having the time to spend with you like this, especially when I get the feedback. Keep it coming. The next one is about closing. That'll be a good one.